I'm born and raised here for 29 years. Watched this thing start from very little to what it is now.
Unbound has been on my bucket list for a very long time as one of the largest gravel races in the world.
The single biggest and most important, the most high-profile gravel race in the world.
Are you aware that they're doing a category for a non-binary racer this year?
No. Oh, yeah, I did. I saw that.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
Good.
People come down here for this race and you see just the community welcome you and embrace this.
This year, I trained my butt off, and I'm going to race in non-binary also.
I myself didn't know a lot about the community, but, you know, we're all just people at the end of the day.
April 1st. Oh, it's April Fool's.
Oh, no. I saw this meme yesterday that was like, we're not celebrating April Fools due to the fact that reality and absurdity have blended completely together.
This is true.
We got either 50 or 35 miles today. The two courses are almost identical, except for like a little 2-mile cutoff for the shorter ride.
I remember being on my bike every day as a kid, and there was just like this freedom. I could explore all around me. I was ripping through alleys, going down this gravel road, going into this neighborhood. It just seemed like this whole new world opened up to me. For me, as I've gotten older, I really got into gravel cycling. Gravel is probably one of the most inclusive disciplines in cycling.
Gravel cycling is its own thing. There's like a big draw around the culture of gravel cycling. It does feel a lot more inclusive. It feels like a place that I would want to hang out. It's more dangerous than road riding, but less dangerous than mountain biking. It's something in between, but something totally different.
You're just like, if I fall right now, I'll just be cut up by 1,000 tiny razor blades. At points in the ride, I'm like, this gravel's a bit dangerous. This isn't what I'm used to. Really, all I want to do is go fast, get other people on bikes, just want to break down other barriers for other people so they can have as much fun on bikes as me.
You know, Abby and I had met last fall. Apollo and I had never met, so I was kind of nervous going into this house with people that like I didn't really know that well, but we had a blast.
Oh, Jesus. Ooh, I want to see how bruised the rest of my body is.
Bruised?
Oh, my arm feels like shit. I don't know.
Are you awake? Aw, are you okay? Yeah. You look like you're in a lot of pain.
I just smell like Tiger Balm.
Oh, okay, cool.
Fuck.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm great. I love my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep saying that.
You looked good when I saw you.
Yeah, that was before like the Hurt Locker.
I love getting to spend time with Abby and Casey, who are just like both powerhouses. Abby especially, just like kind of my gravel dad, as it were, is pretty much the only reason that I am where I am today.
So I met Apollo at a race last September, and they didn't have a place to stay. Apollo was planning on camping. It was like 30 degrees. It was so cold, and I was like, that's insane. That cannot be allowed to happen. So they stayed with us. We just were in this little queer trans bubble at this like pretty huge bike event, and we all like remarked on like how special it was. And it was that same kind of thing that like happened at camp. We just were in this little queer trans bubble.
The culture of cycling and bike racing at least thinks of itself as welcoming and inclusive, and oh, we're not racist and we're not homophobic. And this work is like glacially slow. It's so painful. You know, I'm not just gonna come in and be like, all right, pronouns for everybody, and you know, we're gonna roll out all these policies. No, it's like small steps, lots of conversation.
Look me up, be my friend, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be your friend.
I mean, they, right?
Yeah.
I get it right? Sorry, man.
Well, yeah, thanks for correcting yourself.
Yes.
You know, you could be riding with somebody and it's like, oh, you're chit-chatting and have a good time, and then all of a sudden the conversation takes a turn for like...
Instantly.
Yeah. They think it's like an open invitation to like talk about trans issues.
Always talk about.
Yeah, and it's just really exhausting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we're fighting for all these things, but we have to live this. Like,
Yeah.
we don't want to be talking about it all the time.
Yeah.
Especially while we're trying to climb a hill.
Yeah,
You know?
right.
Like, can I breathe?
People, I think, maybe assume that's all we want to talk about, like that we are so one-dimensional.
Yep.
Really, like, I would rather talk about your drivetrain.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm actually here to ride bikes.
yeah, like, I'm here to ride bikes, and, like, I just want to have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, the other thing we could do is go swimming. Yeah.
Mom, can you go help me with the door?
I'll help you, baby. Yeah. Okay. Have fun. Well, we haven't been very good consumers of our own produce.
We talk about, like, owning, like, a queer coffee shop in some, like, small town where we can be, like, really...
The stereotypical dream.
Yeah, really, like, flamboyant and obnoxious in
Yeah.
some small town, like, and just be, like, the, you know, the neighborhood queers.
Yeah. The neighborhood safe space.
Exactly. There's something about bikes for me that's always been, like, very grounded. It makes you very present. Like, you can't really do anything else. Like, you're there and you're pedaling, and that's really it. You know, it doesn't matter what you're gonna do later. It doesn't matter what you did earlier. Like, you're just out riding your bike.
During the pandemic, you bought that gravel bike.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were just like, that's just all of a sudden what you did.
I signed up for Unbound last year. I just signed up under the female category because that's all that was available. And then Unbound put out a statement that they had created a non-binary category and that I could move my registration over. And so I did. Come to find out, I was the only one in the non-binary category out of 4,000 participants. And so it really changed my mindset for the ride. I went in thinking, oh, I might not finish, and that's fine. And that stopped being fine when I found out I was the only one there. It felt like I had to finish. Like, not for me, but for my community and everyone else like me who wants a space to do this. And so I won, which is pretty exciting. You know, it's winning on a technicality, but I'll take it. This year there are 6 folks in the 200 mile, which means there are enough people for the podium to be full and for me to not be on it. If a trans person, if a non-binary person wants to be fucking fast on their bike, then like they should be recognized for being fast on their bike. And space should be created for them to do that. Part of why I started Queer Gravel is like to create more spaces where people felt safe enough to ride. I really understand like the fear of like, okay, I need to go to this general store to get a Gatorade before I, finish my ride back home or whatever it is. And that can be scary. Like, the looks, the leering, the, just general animosity is definitely felt. Doing those group rides has been a big part of like what I'm trying to do in this space is like make spaces that are safer, that are more inclusive, that are explicitly queer and trans led and organized. And I do understand I carry a ton of privilege being white and being, read as cisgender most of the time. And so we need to make it safe for other folks.
It doesn't matter if you ride a lot, if you ride a little, if you are on a Walmart bike, if you are on a bike that you found at a dumpster, if you are on a $5,000 bike. All Bikes Welcome was created because we were looking for a safe and fun and supportive space within the gravel world. Here in Arkansas, we have a bunch of unpaved roads, which is great, but what's rough or scary about that is riding on back roads. When I'm riding on back roads, I see Confederate flags all the time, like nonstop. I could go on a 20-mile ride and probably see at least 6 or 7 Confederate flags on that ride. And just like, am I safe? Am I gonna be able to get home to my dogs? Am I gonna get home to talk to my parents again? Am I gonna be able to get home to my fiance? I try not to look too much into the future because it stresses me out a little bit, but like when I see my future, I see this person in it, and that gives me a lot of peace.
Casey was like, well, I want a gravel bike. I was like, I don't even know what we're talking about right now. So, okay, cool. It sounds great. Yeah, you're getting a gravel bike.
I'm all about getting more people on bikes, getting more Black people on bikes, getting more queer people on bikes, and like making people feel like they're represented in this sport. Sadly, I'm used to being in spaces where I'm the only Black person, but sometimes it gets tiresome being the only everything. Black and brown communities, trans and queer communities, I think we have made our space within the gravel world. I won't say that gravel cycling has created the space for us. I think we have demanded our own space. I rode my first race less than a month ago. Signed up as non-binary. Whew. 33 years old. Signed up for my first race fully as the person that I am.
I'm living at my parents' house right now in Denver, Colorado, where I was born and raised. I did as a child always dream of being a professional athlete. It went from lacrosse to skateboarding, and now I finally landed in the one sport that I'm good at. So right now I just wanna, get paid to go fast. Confluence Courier Collective hired me as a bike messenger. And I was like, whoa, okay, I could do this professionally. I got my first bike of my adult life, really, in 2020. Was just riding around a little bit once the pandemic started, and then once the protests started in the wake of the murders of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, I was protesting. And then one day I brought a bike, and there was this thing called the Bike Brigade to protect the protests from traffic. Somebody told me to get on the line, and that's where I found biking as a tool for radical resistance. Yes, I am out to my parents. Yeah. They're both very supporting and loving people. Yeah.
For me, I don't really have a problem with anyone being whatever they want to be as long as they're going to be happy. It's a hard world. Like, there's not all these rainbows and unicorns and accepting people, including your appearance, you know?
You did give me a book on pronouns, which I'll go back and forth a little bit, but I tried.
I've definitely built so much community, especially queer community, around cycling. It's just so wonderful to be around Abi and Casey. I feel like I can be my full authentic self.
Tomorrow's gonna be an adventure.
Yeah, I'm just hoping it doesn't rain. Like my hair is already a shit show.
Yeah.
And the rain is just
look good,
the
y'all.
rain is just gonna golly, it's gonna be so bad.
I just don't want the mud.
Yeah.
I keep seeing pictures of people like caked in mud.
Yeah. Yeah, they were saying at the riders meetings like 4,000 riders.
A little more, maybe. Casey, you fucking got this.
I hope so.
Oh, you're gonna be fine.
I should.
Yeah.
It feels like there's like a lot of like serious folks here, and I'm
Really?
like, that's not my vibe. I'm about to go have fun.
Headphones got GoPro batteries. All right, headlight for the bike, headlight for my head, backup tail light, backup headlight.
I'm running late. It's 8:30 already. I'm supposed to already be at the start line, but on our way.
I've been waiting for this weekend for a long time. I'm here to go fast on some really sharp, really loose gravel.
The 15 non-binary people here, maybe a little bit more, but I think everybody except for me may be white. I think that's something that is always in the back of my mind. I'm gonna make the most of it, and it's nice because I do have Abi and Apollo, so like I have my support around me.
In the midst of all of this kind of exhausting bullshit that we're facing on an almost daily basis, there is a place where we can show up and feel welcomed and included and like we belong. And to experience this with these friends that I've made, it's really special. I got interested in this event. I got interested in gravel riding, not to win. I'm doing it to see what I can do, to see where my line is, to see what I'm really capable of. And so the goal is to finish.
Oh, shit. Gross.
Shoes are wet, socks are wet, hammy's wet. Very wet. There's Abi! Woo!
I'm okay.
You're so wet.
I know.
How are you doing? You want me to take your bike?
No, I'll just let it read.
Okay. Okay, what do you need first? Food?
Let's swap out bags, water bags.
Okay. I'm assuming you don't want these frozen water bottles.
No, it is way too cold. Feeling good. Yeah, you're ready for this.
Yeah.
You can do it. It's beautiful weather. It's not hot.
Oh, well, it was a little cold.
It's a little cold. It's okay.
But it's
I
fine.
think that it's actually going to warm up now
I hope
because
so.
these storms are like done.
Okay.
It might start raining again about 10 p.m.
Oh, good. Right.
Just in time.
Wonderful.
Just in time.
That's the right idea.
It's pretty as expected. This is hard.
My hip is killing me. Oh. Fuck.
Oh, I have too high again.
You got it. Okay. Love you.
All right, love you too, baby. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you.
There's something kind of interesting about this intersection of like being an ultra endurance cyclist and being a trans person. You don't get the opportunity to stop. You just have to keep going.
Feels good to be done. Feels good to finish it. I thought I'd be miserable with how much it rained, but at a certain point, it was just like, all right, you're wet now, just have fun.
Yeah, it's wild that it's over. I'm so glad.
Being a trans person and living life out the way that I am, I feel like dark places mentally and physically, I've gotten fairly okay at navigating and like trying to shift out of that. I was feeling good until I really wasn't. So like,
How many hours was I out there? Like 13?
I went out, I rode the fastest century I've ever ridden. I rode the longest ride I'd ever ridden, and I still didn't finish. It would be easy to look at these things and be like, well, I failed. But you have to change your mindset to really appreciate what you have done and the ways you have succeeded. And I think that that is a really good allegory for a lot of non-binary experience. There's just gonna be shit that happens. And like, how are you gonna respond to it?
For those of you who don't know, last year was the first year that Lifetime Unbound had a non-binary category. I won my race.
up in this category, to be registered in this category. It's just really exciting to see the growth and how much work Christy and Unbound and Lifetime have put into growing this category. So I'm super excited to announce the 200-mile non-binary winners. In 8th place, we have Lily Friend from Austin, Texas. In 4th place, we have Sam Hansen. In 3rd place, we have Apollo Leonard from Denver, Colorado. And then in 1st place, we have Rach McBride from Vancouver, Canada.